So they put me on this potassium in the IV, and it fucking burns like fire going through your vein.
Okay.
Hello, I am coming to you from my luxurious room at the Mercy San Juan Hospital. So yesterday I was going to my storage unit. I was riding home, listening to music, everything was going along fine. Somehow I lost control of my e-bike, and honestly, I don't know what happened. I flipped, I lost control. Everything happened so fast, and I ended up landing upside down on top of my handlebar, and the brake lever punctured my inner right thigh. It was pretty bad. I was stuck on the brake lever. The position that I was in was like wacky, and everything was happening, and my mind was going crazy. And the first thing I was thinking was, I probably just punctured my artery in my leg, and I'm probably going to bleed to death and die right here. It was on a frontage road. There are houses there, but mostly it was a frontage road, and it didn't seem like there was really anyone around. So I was flipping out, but I was trying to, manage my accident. And I managed to somehow pull my leg off of the handlebar. Meanwhile, I'm hoping that someone passes by. Eventually, cars did pass by. 3 or 4 people passed by, and nobody stopped. Till finally, someone stopped. And I was so grateful that guy stopped. His name was Christian. So if by some miracle Christian manages to see this, I just want to thank you again for stopping, because I was so scared and I felt so alone. And in that moment when he stopped, I vowed that I will always stop if I see anybody that looks like they're in danger, or, that they're injured, or that they need help. Please don't be that person that just keeps going, because I could have hit my artery and I could have been bleeding out, and that can happen very fast. You can die very fast from that. So I'm very grateful and thankful that Christian stopped to help me and stay with me. And then at that point, I had 911 already on the phone, which I'm cutting this video because I wanted to add this part in, so I'll skip over to that part now. By then, I was already on the phone with the ambulance, the dispatch, 911 dispatch. So after I got myself off of the handlebar, since I was wearing my headphones, I managed to reach over and grab my phone out of the handlebar case that I had, like the holder thing. Like, things are slipping my mind right now as for what they're called, so excuse me. But I'm definitely giving that thing a 5-star rating, because my bike went for a tumble and my phone stayed intact and did not fly out. So I was able to grab my phone. I was able to call 911. I was immediately putting pressure on my wound, and it turned out to be not that bad, although it didn't feel like that at the time. I ended up basically taking off my leggings down to around my knees. I grabbed a piece of fabric out of my backpack, because I was going to my storage to get a couple of pieces of fabric to make a few shirts. So I had to sacrifice a vintage pillowcase, and I put that on. I was applying pressure. It was bleeding, but it wasn't bleeding as bad as I thought. So I guess at that point I was thinking that I would probably be okay, but I still wasn't sure, The the fire department came, they got me stable or did whatever. I can't even remember. And then shortly after the ambulance came, my roommate came. Somehow I told them to call her. She came, she picked up my bike and my backpack. They brought me to the hospital, and it was literally a scene out of any emergency movie, or the ER TV show or whatever. Obviously this has never happened to me before. I've never had any major accidents or anything. And it was crazy. Like, they rushed me right in, and I went into this room, you know, the trauma emergency room, and literally there's like this whole team of doctors and nurses like standing there waiting. You know how like you see it on the TV shows and they're rushing the trauma person and they're all standing there waiting, and then as soon as they get in, they like put them on the thing and they're like, okay, do this stat, like give them this whatever milligrams of it. Like, that's literally what the fuck happened. And I was just like, and then they gave me ketamine and I was freaking out because I didn't want to have that. But they were like, oh, it's safe, it's fine. But it gave me a massive fucking hangover headache. So I definitely don't like that. Anyway, they did a bunch of shit, I guess stabilized me, whatever. And then they took me to get a CAT scan. And then the doctor said that everything seemed fine. Somehow I managed to miss injuring anything in a really, really bad way. It just basically was a puncture in my leg and shuffled around all the, you know, everything that's in there. I don't know how far it got into my muscle or anything. She didn't say that it tore my muscle, but it certainly feels like it. It feels like when you pull that muscle on your inner thigh, like when you're working out or you do something, it feels like that times about 1,000. And so they had to flush out the wound. That's when I was on the ketamine. And I was like, you know, the point of view again from a movie when like they show the patient and they're all like fucked up and they're seeing stars or whatever, they're hallucinating, whatever, like that's what it was. It was crazy. Like, I just remembered like I was shaking and I was kind of like, I remember feeling like my eyes were blinking and I was just like not knowing really what was going on, but then also knowing what was going on. So they flushed out the wound and everything. They put 2 staples. I haven't been able to see the wound yet, but I will post pictures later. So if anyone wants to see those, if you are not squeamish, they had told me I was going to be on a liquid diet. And then miraculously this morning after I woke up, they said she can eat, and they brought me breakfast. And it was a wonderful scrambled eggs, which I don't usually like the scrambled eggs. You know, they use like a mix, and sometimes it's not always cooked all the way, but these were decent. And I got a biscuit and grape jelly, and I managed to get coffee. So forget everything else as long as I got the coffee. So I'm here. They kept me because I guess when they did the CAT scan, it showed like air pockets or something about air in my stomach. I don't know. I don't have the full details on everything because it all happened so fast. But that's why they kept me, so they could keep an eye on me. And they were looking for like bloating in my stomach. And they put me on this fucking, you can see all this shit because I have one of those pocket heart thingies. Like, they hooked me up to all this shit. I don't want to know what the bill's going to be, but there's a good chance that's not getting paid. I do have Medi-Cal though, so hopefully, at least the majority of it's taken care of. I don't know how it works. I haven't had any issues like this before. I have had Medi-Cal before. It's been decades, and typically I've never had to pay anything. So we'll see, because this is going to be an expensive bill. I can tell you that for sure. It is nice that I have my own private room. There's a person here who is not happy. I don't know if you can hear. She's been screaming. She's like, I hate it here. She's mad about her food. I feel bad. These nurses are really nice. I have had nothing but good care. My nurses have been real nice. Everybody from the fire department all the way down, everybody who has helped me, everybody has been super nice. And I've received really great care. So I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful for that. And what else can I tell you guys? I could really use your support right now. I was supposed to work this weekend, some gig working shifts, I've been working gig shifts at the ballpark, concession stand. So I'm not working this weekend, obviously. So if you would like to support, all my links are below. I really do prefer if you just purchase from my shop, support my small business. That truly helps me out. And I'm feeling a lot better today than last night. And I'm assuming once I get home, I'll be okay. Like, I can get up and I can walk around. I have not yet, though, but I need to because I feel really stiff. So yeah, I mean, I'll be okay to do my normal, sit at my desk and make my stickers and decals and things like that. So yeah, but all the links are below if you guys would like to support. Also, if you could like, subscribe, share my channel, I would really, truly appreciate it. This sucks, but it's not the end of the world. And I just wanted to give you guys an update. So I probably won't be doing any work on the van for quite a while until my leg heals up. I'm pretty sure that after another day or two, I'm going to be sore as hell in my muscle. Last night it was pretty sore and painful, and today it feels a lot better. So I don't know, maybe I'll recover quickly. I typically do recover from things quickly, but we'll see. So this is going to give me a chance to catch up on some video editing. The last video that I posted, I was changing the ignition coil and trying a bunch of things. And since then, I have gotten new parts. And I tore down the front end again to do the timing chain. So I haven't gotten to the timing chain yet, but I'm working on videos. Everything's behind. So whatever you see is about at this point, it'll be about 4 weeks behind on my channel, because I'm living life and trying to make money at the same time. And there's a lot of things to do in a day. And, I'm trying to keep up with the channel. So I appreciate all of the new subscribers who are here. I've noticed that I've gotten a bunch of new subscribers, 20 or so new subscribers. So thank you for joining. Welcome. I appreciate you being here. And stay tuned for more content that is better than me being laid up in a hospital. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.